Hello students, let's start the new chapter rotational motion of a rigid body and moment of inertia. Now what is a rigid body? The definition given here is if an external force applied on a body does not produce any displacement of the particles of the body relative to each other, then the body is said to be a rigid body. So rigid body means a force if a force applied on a body is unable to produce any displacement between the particles, means suppose the particles are here and if you apply and this particle goes here, so there is a displacement of particle. This thing if doesn't happen, then we say that the body is rigid. Actually, whenever there is a displacement in particle, it simply means that there is a change in the shape and size of the body. There is what? There is a change in the shape and size of the body. So in other words, the statement means that the force applied on a body is unable to produce any change in the shape and size of the body. The force applied on a body is unable to produce any change in the shape and size of the body, then we say that the body is rigid. Like a stone, if you try to compress it, elongate it, there will be nothing. But practically no body is perfectly rigid. However, we consider solids, obviously living rubber and all, we can't consider rubber as a rigid. So generally solids like anything, metals, stone, etc. Okay, we can consider them as rigid. Okay. Now, when a body, now here we are seeing that how is a body rotating. Suppose this is a body, and when this body is rotating and this is a particle on the body, then what will happen? Then this particle will move in circle. If there is a particle one here, that will also move in a circle. If there is a particle here, that will also move in a circle. So when a body is rotating about a fixed axis, suppose the body is rotating about the y-axis and about the point O, then the particles on the body, then the molecules or particles, whatever you say, on the body are moving in circular path. They are moving in circular path. That is called. So this body, the particles are moving in circular path, means the particles are moving in a circular motion. But the body is not moving in a circular motion. The body is a rotational motion. So here you have to understand what is the difference between rotational motion and circular motion. Circular motion means when the entire body is moving in a circular path, as we have studied in the previous chapter. But here rotational motion means what? A body is fixed about the point. There is no bodily movement. The body is just, suppose I put the pencil here, this pencil is rotating. So if I rotate the pencil this way, so what is happening? This is not a circular motion. This is a rotational motion. Okay. Now see, S is equal to R theta. This derivation, this formula we have seen in the previous chapter in the circular motion. So S is what? Linear displacement, and theta is what? Angular displacement. So linear displacement is equal to radius into angular displacement. Okay. Now if we differentiate it, so ds by dt is equal to r d theta by dt. So ds by dt is called what? The linear velocity, and d theta by dt is called the angular velocity. The same way we have proved in circular motion, same thing. So v equal to r omega. Here v is called what? Linear velocity, and omega is called the angular velocity. Similarly, if we further derivate it, we will get a equal to r alpha. A is called what? Linear acceleration, and alpha is called angular acceleration. So here we are getting a new term, alpha, that is the angular alpha. Okay. So angular acceleration is actually into the radius is equal to linear acceleration. Okay. So linear acceleration is equal to the product of angular acceleration and the radius of the path, or you can say distance, okay, and the distance of the particle from the axis of rotation. Suppose here is the particle, suppose this particle, so its r is this distance from the axis, so what will be the linear acceleration? The angular acceleration into radius, okay. Acha. Now let's come to the equations of rotational motion. See, this equation we know, we are studying since class 9. V equal to u plus at, s equal to ut plus half at square, v square equal to u square plus 2as. Now what does u means? U means linear initial velocity, v means final velocity, a means acceleration, s means displacement. So this is in the case of linear. What is the counterpart in the angular motion? When we are talking of rotational motion, then in place of linear displacement we have angular displacement denoted by theta. In place of u we have omega 0. Omega 0 is what? Initial angular velocity, and omega is final angular velocity, and alpha is what? Angular acceleration. Okay, so s equal to r theta, v equal to r omega, this formula we have seen. So the formula v equal to u plus at will change to omega is equal to v will become omega and u will become omega 0. So we will have a new formula. This formula v equal to u plus at will be converted to a new formula omega is equal to omega 0 plus alpha t. So this is the rotational motion formula. Theta, and second formula we have s equal to ut plus half at square. This formula will become theta is equal to omega 0 t plus half at square. Okay, and the third one v square is equal to u square plus 2as. This will become omega square is equal to omega 0 square plus 2 alpha theta. Okay, so this is the way how we can convert the angular acceleration formula into this formula, okay. And the proofs are not that much required, but this we can prove it in the same way as we have done the previous in the case of linear motion. The proofs are not required, only you keep the formula in mind कि omega is equal to omega 0 plus alpha t, theta is equal to omega and this is the omega, okay. Still I am sending the proof. If you are interested you can go through it, okay students. So please, this is the introductory part of the chapter rotational motion, and we will continue in the next class. Okay students, have a nice day.